Hi, family. Thank you once again for joining Empowerment Network. This is one of those evenings you can see Andy and myself. Don't we look happy, guys? Because we are so blessed to have a sweet voice, a sweet sister tonight. And of course, let's see how it goes. Robin, you are very welcome to Empowerment Network.
Comforts, thank you so much. It really is a joy to be here with both of you. I've admired you both from afar, and now to be able to be here with you and to speak with you about our favorite topic on passive, this is truly very special for me.
Yeah, sure. It's more than special to us too. Hi, Andy.
Hi
Woo!
everyone, and hi Robin. It's great to have you with us. I'm kind of a lot lower down on the scale than you are because of the language. You know, I can't speak as eloquently as you can, but we'll have some fun.
Yes, sure. We'll definitely have fun. Let's try our best, Andy. Let's try our best. So, thank you again, Robin, for joining us. And when people come here for the first time, we always love to know, like, tell us a tiny bit about yourself, your journey, and all of those. And of course, why on passive?
Fair question. My background has actually been in health and wellness for most of my life, and with that came the addition of travel. My parents, my mother was South African, my father was English. I was born in New York, and we were raised in Canada. So that right away created a United Nations in our home with many interesting discussions. But added to that, as children, we did a lot of traveling with our parents. And further from there, with the name of Robin, it was expected that I would take off and do a lot of travel at some point as well. So in due course, I fell into the cruise ship industry and the cruising industry around the world through the back door. And for nearly 20 years, I was international tour director on board luxury ships. Uh, One of them, the UK-based Cunard. So I was with them for quite a few years and then moved on from there as well. Through the cruising experience, I had the wonderful opportunity to travel to 200 countries, slightly more, and meet with the different cultural components and aspects and people from all these different areas. I was very fortunate and very blessed in what I was doing. Unfortunately, during the course of the work on board the ships, I was in an industry accident. And for the past, coming up now to a 19-year anniversary of being alive, I have been at home, not being able to work, and living with visible and invisible disabilities. So I'll come back and touch on that later on in how that works with ONPASSIVE. But for now, just to quickly say that throughout the past 19 years, once I started to come back to being me from the accident, having to learn to walk and talk again and regain memories, it's something that I had seen, I had slightly heard of while I was away, this concept called internet marketing, direct sales, MLM. Didn't know anything about it because that was not in my view at that point. But when I started to come back and look for things, when I was told I would not be able to work again, I started to explore that venue. And, you know, it was very interesting. And I must say that the different companies that I've been with and all the things that I did through that venue have taught me a lot. And they've given me a lot of understanding to where ONPASSIVE is and what ONPASSIVE is actually doing. So for that, I'm extremely grateful. I can keep talking, but I'll give you a break so that you might ask or say something.
Yeah, sure. I know. Sure, it was just interesting listening to what you've been through, and of course, we can always thank God for everything. He has a reason to keep you alive, and of course, we have you. You're a blessing to us. It's just thank you for joining again. So we always like, yeah, you've seen all of those few things and stuff. If you can go back a little bit to say, like, because on passive we know who you are on this platform or with this movement. So what makes the difference for the other things you've seen and on passive now because you are so into it?
ONPASSIVE is truly a heart-based business. I'll start with that first and foremost. It's the people who make ONPASSIVE. It's the leadership in ONPASSIVE. The products are the bonus, quite frankly, but they've come at a time that everybody can benefit from them. And as we delve into it, as they say, the more you focus on something, the more it comes into the present and into your energy field and what you're doing. So in terms of that, the AI and ML opportunity of business and adding that to business and products and software is not surprising. But it is the leadership with ONPASSIVE, our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufarah, for starters, and his understanding of what the indirect and MLM marketings were all about and what he saw and what he wanted to do and change. So to have somebody at the helm of ONPASSIVE who understands all of that, who understands the incredible effort and great loss of time and, quite frankly, ability to achieve what everybody hoped to get in those other divisions and industries. For him to be at the helm of ONPASSIVE and to know that ONPASSIVE is going to help others, this is huge. That has been his focus and his main mission since I was introduced to him back in January of 2019. So it's something that he's never wavered from. To hear him the very first time, I knew that something resonated with me. It was something I had been looking for. And when I heard him talking about the inclusiveness of a global business, a truly global business, many other companies say they are, and then you find out that there are very limited numbers of countries that they can actually work in and that sort of thing. This is a true global business, and it is going to countries that need the help in not only a heart-based manner, but also with the integrity, with the hands together of support, encouragement, and being there with ethics and setting it all up. Of course, to this point, we haven't seen all the products that we've been told about.
Right.
But as we start to listen, as we start to hear and see what is coming out, what we have currently is huge, and it is leaps and bounds above what is out there. The extra piece, of course, is what it's doing for us individually and what we are about to now move into in the next phase.
Right.
But this is definitely a company that has got the heart of the people in it from around the world. And that is something that I think I would like to see and hope will attract more people from a customer base coming in
Right.
who did not see the opportunity as a founder for their various reasons.
Okay. Sure. Thank you. Thanks so much, Robin. Let's hear from Andy. You've listened to Robin from introducing himself to a bit he's saying about ONPASSIVE and stuff. Do you have any comments to make so public?
Yeah, I do. It's interesting that Robin says all she had to do was actually listen to Ash. I was exactly the same. In my career, in financial services, I've met an awful lot of VPs, presidents, CEOs, and to be fair, they are focused purely upon a business that is going to make them money. They don't necessarily focus on those that are part of the business. And I always thought that was a shame, but actually listening to what Ash had to say the first time was enough for me to get hooked, because it's a feeling that you get, and I'm sure Robin had the same feeling. You feel in your gut, hold on a second, this guy's different. This guy's got something that I want to be part of. And it took me a while, I'll be honest, to see the vision, because I had paid no attention to it. But at the first time I heard Ash speak, that was good enough for me. And I think a lot of us can resonate with that, and how that's going to change. So we only have a very small number of products today, but every single one of them is a game changer. And Ash mentioned on Wednesday that if you just focused on OConnect, the video conferencing platform we have, that could turn you into a very wealthy person. So I think for me, hearing and seeing Ash for the first time, it was like, okay, I need to follow. This guy is different to everybody I've come across. And the business model we have is different to anything I've ever come across before. And that, moving forward, means that more and more companies are going to have to copy or consider a different model of business planning in the future, and that's brilliant.
All right, thank you so much, Andy. So, Robin, back to you again. I know you earlier on you just said that Ash is that person who understands what people have gone through as far as losing money and time and all of those things online, not making it, and he stands up to sacrifice to be the change that he really wants to see. So, would you say today the topic being that of saying that we're talking about integrity, ethics, and value before money? Would you say that these values really do fit or describe what exactly ONPASSIVE is all about?
Absolutely, Comfort. If I may, Andy, just going back to you, definitely ONPASSIVE is going to be the new business model being taught in business schools. I can see North America adopting it as soon as they suddenly open up their minds and step out of the boxes that have kept them confined. And other countries are already trying to do this and haven't got the support back there either. So definitely, and I've said this to Ash as well, that this is so beyond what so many companies and CEOs have worked with and done to this point, as you say, with the dollar being the bottom line, the top line, the middle line of what they have wanted to do. And at times, the fallout from all of it has been really quite devastating along the way. Coming back to your title for today, which I think is absolutely magnificent, the ethics, the integrity, and value. This is something that, just to give me a moment, if you would, the definition of ethics is moral principles. It's the difference between right and wrong. There are ethics in human behavior and human relationships, as well as in business. And the seven ethics, in business include care and respect, accountability, honesty, the healthy competition, the loyalty, the transparency, and respect for the law. Now, Ash has talked about this at different times without necessarily using these specific terms, but when you hear how he describes things, this is exactly what he is referring to. You know, the part of what drew me to ONPASSIVE is the fact that he never once said that he wanted to destroy another business. I have always felt in my life and what I have seen of the world that there is enough for everybody. It just did not have a proper way of creating that so that everybody could benefit or everybody could be helped. So that's one of the big things. When you look at integrity, again, you're looking at the quality of being honest, of having strong moral principles. And the 5 attributes of integrity include following a set of values, being honest, helping others, leading by example, and taking responsibility. What are we talking about now? This is ONPASSIVE is an individual business for each founder. It's time to step up and start taking responsibility for it if one hasn't done it before. It's going to be done for us. There's so much that is going to be happening. But if we don't take that step and be part of this, then there's going to be a discord in how all of this moves forward. Value, again, in your title, this is incredible. This is something or someone that is held in high esteem, something of very special part of a business. It has a monetary worth as well, and that is what we're starting to see and learn about with our products. Ash is going to be making this incredibly valuable for us, not only as founders, but for the business world, for the governments, for every other individual industry that's out there. So he's going to be showing what can be done while looking after people, while still achieving a very high standard of products and interaction, as well as staff who love what they are doing. If you support them and help them to encourage them to be the best that they are, what's going to happen? We see that in the webinars at night when the staff don't want to go home. Ash has to say, turn it off, leave, you've done it, you've done more than enough. And they don't want to go because they are loyal to him. This is wonderful. Loyalty is not so strong out there in the workforce right now, which is a very sad thing.
Wow, thank you so much, Robin. That was a wonderful one. So, Andy, given that there's this saying which goes like, you can't give what you don't have. After listening to Robin and given what you know or think about Ash, would you say he is a man of integrity?
Absolutely. Listen, I've grown up with the thought process that to be a businessman, a true businessman, first of all, my word is my bond. So you have to have, the highest ethical standards, and honesty goes along with integrity as part of that. And if you don't have that, you can't be a businessman. So many people and so many companies, you stick your hand out, they don't believe in that. I'm a great believer in, if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do my best to do it. And if I can't, I'll explain why. But, this is what he's created, is he's created a following of, of people, not just that can see the vision, but experts in their field that have gone, do you know what? This man is different to everybody else. We will follow you. We want to do this. And Robin made a very good point. At the end of the day, you can always tell a good boss, and that is if you go to the offices after work. How many people are left there? If the boss isn't a good boss, or they're not enjoying their job, they're not going to stay. And these guys just want to stay and just want to get it done. And that tells a very, very big story.
All right, thank you. Thanks so much. And then let's take this to another quick point. Again, earlier on, Robin, you said that there would be a discord if we don't take steps to like do our own part in this movement. And of late, we've been discussing a lot about accountability of fellow affiliates and stuff. So does this statement have to do with accountability for us as affiliates or fellow founding members?
Comfort, I think by accountability and by stepping up to it, it's showing that you are active, it's showing that a person is interested in what is happening. I think we also have to acknowledge or accept that many, many founders joined ONPASSIVE as a last resort, a last-ditch attempt to fulfill a dream, maybe, to refinance, to find the finances and refill the coffers of what they spent and lost. Because many, many, many founders have lost a lot of money through different businesses and trials that they've been to. So I don't think we should be fearful of saying that, but I don't think we have to get stuck in that quagmire that people have done all of that. That's the past now. You're in ONPASSIVE. What has ONPASSIVE shown us from 1 year ago to coming up for some people 5 years now? The consistency of what Ash has said moving forward is, in my opinion, equivalent to his handshake or his word, which is, I give a handshake and I put my hand out around the world and it was accepted. I was a female in many countries that would not work with females as a head or, leader in what we were doing in the industry. We both sides learned in that situation. Ash has been out there and has explained things and been part of this. We have those founders, those people who joined ONPASSIVE, who did not succeed in other businesses, have built up walls, have built up fences and hurdles around them that they have had to decide for themselves whether or not ONPASSIVE meets the criteria that they can lower those, that they can have them disappear. And from my perspective, everything that I have seen, witnessed, and been part of it ONPASSIVE, it has done that. And so I feel very safe, very confident in saying to somebody else, come and join, because I was at the point also where I was not interested in hearing about this. And so it did take somebody to talk to me a couple of times and say, look, I know the situation, but just have a look, have a listen, and then go from there. So I understand where they are coming from, but it is time to let go of that piece of the past. And so much has happened in the course of these 5 years, regardless of when somebody joined. We can now start to put those hurdles aside, go over the moat, go through the whatever walls we've put up. I believe now we should be at a point where, if they haven't already come down, then we should be at the very last bricks of them at ground level right now. They should not be these great big towering things preventing us from seeing what's happening. So by saying that somebody needs to be responsible, we have a wonderful, wonderful contest going on right now. As an example, we have the opportunity, contest aside, we have the opportunity to actually help the company help us. And people need to realize this, that the steps that are being suggested for us to do, again, choice comes into this. You don't have to do it. But if you don't, then one has to realize that the outcome of all of this is going to be different for each individual. Managing expectations, going side by side with what one does, has to be put in here as well as something to be looked at. And again, a choice is made. If somebody has one position and does a lot of all of this, a lot of work, has been out there and has shared ONPASSIVE, believes it and continues, their return when all of this starts to come through from an Apple's commission side of things and people buying the products now, because that's where we are at. The decision for people to buy the products is in turn going to show that they will earn commissions, as will everybody else in the company. So this is what this is all about. If one chooses not to do that, that's fine, but you cannot turn around and complain that it's not being done for you. It is still being done, but if you don't take that step to engage, simple steps. And one of those simple steps is liking videos, for instance, or Twitter feeds, because that will increase the visibility to the world. Another step is going to be pay the activation fee of the product, because how can you start that circle and that cycle of happening if you don't take that? That's the whole reason why we are here. We wanted to make money. We wanted to refill the coffers and our own accounts of what we've lost. Well, it's not going to happen if you don't take that initial activation process. We were told from the beginning, 2 payments. We've done the 1, and that's been given back to us as a gift. I mean, goodness, how much more and how luckier can we be?
Wow. Thank you. So, Andy, I would like to let it maybe a bit open. Would you like to comment on what Robin has just said, or do you have another angle of looking at it?
I suppose I've got another slight twist on the angle. I think it's a shame. Look, I like to look at the positive side of things, but I'm going to say this. I think it's a shame that we have 1.4 million founders and there are probably less than 200,000 that are engaged and understand what's going on. Now, that could be because they're not in a position to be able to trawl through the videos or be on every webinar. I get that, but it's a case of asking. People still don't get this. You have a position. This is your business, and the beauty, the sheer genius of this business is the fact that it brings the various components together under one roof that, if you don't know how to do, is done for you. So, I'm not a jack of all trades. I'm, as you well know, a numbers guy. So I have no clue as to how to put a website together, how to build a sales funnel, how to drive traffic to that sales funnel. Yes, I can close the sale, but I've got to get to that point. But all of this is done for you in such an automated system, using the very latest technology with products that are far superior to anything else available on the market. I think it's a real shame that these people that are, early birds that joined initially have sat back and done absolutely nothing, don't know what's going on, not even interested. I think that is a real shame, because this is the last, as Robin put this, for many of us, and I'm one of them, this is the last opportunity. But it's also, you only have to be right once, and we're right. We know we're right, because this is the last opportunity you'll ever need. Anybody will ever need. It creates wealth for the 97% that have failed in the past. And we've all done different things. We've all tried different businesses. Some have tried network marketing, email marketing, affiliate marketing, MLM. I believe it or not, I've tried a bit of everything. Some have worked, but not for very long. Some haven't worked, and it's cost me more than it's actually given me back, which is exactly what 97% of the people that go online to try and do business it happens to them. So when you've got a system that is different to anything else, the shame is that these guys are going to sit back, go, not interested, let's just see what happens. Believe me, when the commissions start rolling in, people become Einsteins, and they'll be asking us questions, and I'm sorry, but I'm not picking the phone up to some guy asking me how to migrate. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I get you right, bro, because at least we all know, and God can testify how much people have been working day and night just to be there to help. And of course, so it's all right to say that. So, both of you have mentioned all done for you, being done for you just during the last couple of minutes, at least 5 different times. And before I let you speak, let me just tell you something really quick. A lady reached out to me. She is equally a passionate fellow affiliate. She said, yesterday you and Fumi were like, it's all done for you, your business, it's automated and all of those things. Some people would think that they just fold their arms and then everything is done for them and they find money in their wallets. I understand that on passive, we don't really like to speak money. However, we've discussed ethics, integrity, value, and stuff. Let's talk a bit of money. What do you really mean when they say it's all done for you, or it's all, so that people can understand a bit more? Robin, if you can go first, please.
Absolutely. And what this lady said, and what many people have said, is true. But it was true in the day. It was true back then when it was said. In 5 years, ONPASSIVE has changed. It has pivoted. It has grown. It has advanced. And this is where we need the founders to be, at the very least, listening to the recordings or staying up to date with what is happening. If somebody joined in 2018 and doesn't know where we are right now, then I'm really, really sorry. But as Andy says, that is on them. The fortunate thing about this is that there are plenty of recordings, there's plenty of YouTubes, there's plenty of information still in the back office. But this is where it becomes their responsibility now. So you can take a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. You can take a founder to the information, but you cannot force it upon them. You cannot make them sit there and listen. And this is one of the things that I find that this contest is actually quite good in to being double-sided. The first one is, yes, you have an actual opportunity, whether you are a founder or not even in ONPASSIVE yet, as somebody listening and watching and being aware of what's going on, you have the opportunity to come in and win up to $10,000 at no cost to you. But if you want to do more than that, if you want to be more involved with that, then it is something that's going to keep magnifying. The other part of that double side is, whilst you listen to those videos and those reels, that is the easiest way to get caught up. Maximum 5 minutes of a video is telling you what each product is. It's giving you ideas of how to use the product. It's giving you suggestions what to do and how to bring this all about. Andy, you should see me. I'm sitting here waving my hands all over the place. It's a good thing my screen is off. So this is where this is not a difficult request or suggestion. Everybody is busy, but we all have the same 24 hours in the day. For me, 24 hours actually shrinks because of how long it takes me to do certain things. But a video is still only 5 minutes. It might take me half an hour, 45 minutes to get it all set up, to listen to that 5 minutes. But once I'm there, I then make it worthwhile, and I use it for a couple of videos, a couple of reels, a couple of things to do, and to put my check marks and my likes and my comments in there. It depends on how important this is to you. People have jobs, understandably. People are in pain, understandably. This is life. And life is going to happen whether we are part of ONPASSIVE or whether we are not part of ONPASSIVE. But it depends on how important we feel ONPASSIVE is in our lives now. How much do we believe? How much do we want to be part of this? How much do we want to be part of the success of what ONPASSIVE is all about? Because with or without us, ONPASSIVE is going to be successful. It is successful already. Things are happening behind the scenes that we don't know about. Do we need to know about them? Absolutely not. Is this our company from the top? No, it's not our company. So there are going to be, quote, secrets. There are going to be things that we don't know about. But you know what? I have faith and believe and trust in Ash and his senior management and his executive management of the different departments and divisions that are working in all of this. And I'm so grateful that they are doing it. Like Andy, I would not know how to create a funnel, how to create a website. I have a friend who does them beautifully, and she's so excited about how the tools when that platform comes forward and what she's going to be able to do. I can drive the creator nuts by saying, no, I want it changed a bit, I want this done, I look forward to trying it out myself. But these are some of the tools that I can look forward to, I can appreciate because of all the things I've done and learned. And I have learned so much from ONPASSIVE as well. You've really let things loose today. I'm just talking. So rein me in anytime. I'll be quiet.
Listen,
Andy.
I know what we say here is that's unpassive, that sometimes we talk, Andy and myself, and forget to breathe because that's just unpassive for us. So it's just very okay. You did well. Thank you so much. So Andy, I would still like to hear from your own end to what you think. When they say it's all done for you, it's automated, does it mean that Ash goes there to the back office, sets up your business, do everything and stuff? Or what do
Okay.
you think?
Okay, I want to come back to one of Robin's points about the contest because, and as a figures guy, I'm going to cover this off. But let me put it this way: there's a lot of people, certainly in Europe, that do the lottery in the hope that they might win some money. Right? This is hope. If you have hope, you're never going to get there because hope is the wrong word to use. I expect. Yeah, I'm a great believer in thoughts become things. But let's take it that you register and join the competition. You've got a 1 in 2 million chance. With the lottery, it's 1 in 150 billion, something ridiculous like that to actually win the lottery. So you pay this money each and every week and nothing ever happens. Now, I did the lottery for many years and I can't remember the last time I actually won anything. I think £3.20. Brilliant. Woohoo. Can really retire on that one. So, but I thinking about this in a different vein. If you got somebody and say, look, you can join this competition. Yes, it's only £10,000, but there are only 2 million people. But now you've won because you've registered. Because what's going to happen is you click that button to become an affiliate and all of a sudden the company goes to work for you. So they're bringing in customers all the time. And by the way, they have to fall within an early bird, but you're within the early bird. So they fall into your group, your customer base. So the company is already working for you. Now, as things progress, we'll have the opportunity to have a domain, our own domain name and the website, etc. And things will then be able to take the next step. You'll then have traffic and you'll be able to buy traffic and let the customers come in. But if you've just registered, you can learn about this opportunity simply by registering and clicking become an affiliate. It's not going to cost you anything yet. If you understand the business once you've done that and go, I get it, the light bulbs come on, now I can activate my account. But as long as you've clicked the button to become an affiliate, your customer base will start growing, whether you've activated your account or not. Yeah, so you're not going to lose anything. It's never going to go anywhere. It's there ready for you waiting until you've activated your account. This is truly a genius business model. Okay, so let's take the competition as a good example. And one of the things, one of the points that Ash made the other day that really resonated with me, because I am a numbers guy. So let's say, for argument's sake, that we've got this 20,000 going out. Yeah. And how many customers do you think that that's bringing in? Now, one customer over time will give that 20,000 back, because no doubt they'll buy a product at some point in the future. And that becomes a residual monthly payment. Perfect. And believe me, if they're getting paid to use the product, they're never going to go anywhere. So this is a sustainable, ongoing business. But one customer that's going to create an income for them. 10 customers, 10 times that. 100 customers, 100 times that. So if that amount of money were $20 that the company's getting, and they've got, 1,000 customers coming in because of that competition, they've made a huge profit. If they've got 20,000 customers coming in, the profit just increases and increases. So what Ash said was, what if we run one of these 20,000 payouts every second of the day? That's 1.72 billion every day. But if that revenue that's coming in is creating 4 billion, why would you not do it? Doesn't make sense. So what this company are doing is it's taking this to the next level and looking at things and going, hold on a minute, we know what we're doing here because we're really good at marketing. And Mohammed Nazal has some absolutely phenomenal ideas. So all of these things that's been branding in Dubai, you cannot go anywhere in Dubai without seeing ONPASSIVE somewhere. Burj Khalifa, the Sheikh Zayed Road, every single shopping mall, ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE. People get curious, but because it's a hub and because it's an international hub for travel, you've got people going back to their home countries going, let's have a look at this ONPASSIVE. What's it do? Wow, let's have a look at that. Oh, look, they've got a competition going. So by us, adding to that, we're just simply adding to the customer base, and the customer base is falling within our groups anyway. So it's a win-win. So every single person that registers has won the lottery. That's the best way to look at it, Comfort.
Wow. Thank you. Thanks so much, Andy. Unfortunately, from my side, I'll still keep you on the spotlight. So I'd like you to use this as your last opportunity to speak so that when our sister Robin speaks, we should be heading home. So Gina Lever says, if people understood the impact of their liking, commenting, and sharing, and so on, they would do more of it. It is powerful because there are so many of us. So there's power in numbers and stuff. So would you like to comment on this? Because would like to encourage everyone to do this.
Okay. It's like making things go viral. There's a chap that does YouTube videos called The Beast. And everyone shares his videos all over the place. So he's 3 million views and you go, wow. So he's making really good money because of what he's doing, but everything is monetized. Everything is monetized. Now, let's take that to the next level. What we're doing is we're increasing the amount of people, because every time we share it to a different group that hasn't seen ONPASSIVE before. Because what we have is, I don't know about you, but when I tried very hard to get as many friends that weren't part of ONPASSIVE in my Facebook group, likewise with LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever. So all of these people haven't been exposed to ONPASSIVE. Now by sharing it, they're getting exposed to ONPASSIVE. So everyone's looking or searching. As soon as they put in ON, bang, up we come right at the top. And that's not just YouTube. That will be on Twitter. That will be on, all of these social media, all of these platforms. The whole point is that by getting at the front, getting at the forefront all the time, it means that there we are. You can't miss us. Come on in.
Thank you, bro. Thanks so much. So, Robin, it's all yours now. Just say whatever thing is left in your mind so that after this, we should be wrapping up. Please.
You've got your coffees with you, right? We're going to sit back and...
We are ready. I'm sure everybody's ready. Gina, you ready? Is everybody ready? Dilip, my brother. Tell us, guys.
So as Andy is saying with regards to the contest, the numbers are vast. And we all heard Ash gives us breadcrumbs. We don't always understand where they come and where they fit into it all. But when you take a step back and you have a moment to think about what's being said, or you're fortunate enough to hear somebody else in conversation about what is possible, how things can move forward with this, it starts to make sense. And all these separate cogs in the wheels have suddenly come together. And I'm a very visual person, and what I see and how this is the wheel that Ash talked about months and months and months ago, where all the spokes of the wheel are now coming together under that wheel. Help me, I'm not a wheel person. Where the rubber of the wheel is now, keeping them all together, and they're coming in. So ash being visible and not being visible depends on the amount of work that has to be done. So we have to give him that leeway as well, because there were a lot of things going on. When you think about one product in all these different countries and all these different governments having to get approval, having to give approval, this is just the one product. And there are constantly all the ones behind the scenes that we know and don't know about. It's happening at the same time, parallel, etc. So there is a lot of time, and each division, each department, each area of ONPASSIVE is working simultaneously, parallel, and together, which is so amazing. Compounding is also part of this viral movement. We talk about compounding in dollars and cents from the banks and investments. Well, this is also compounding the numbers that we're going to be seeing and the people who in turn are seen on passive. So that's going to increase the visibility, as Andy said, on all the different social media platforms. What does that mean? That means that more people are going to come in, more sales are going to happen. What does that mean? That means more commissions. So this is a very, very simple thing of being able to help everybody understand what this is all about. Now, a couple of things that I've come across in the course of my few years being involved with this is that some people put up a barrier in saying, well, they didn't discover this first, so they really don't want to join you because they have not had successes before. And with whatever else I might have been with, they knew that I was not particularly successful. Yes, a few bob, a few dollars, a few something here and there, but it was not the overall successes. How could it be with the numbers? Again, Andy knows these, but these are industry numbers that we quote now. This is not something that we're pulling out of the sky just to say, oh, to make us feel better. 97% of people in network marketing and MLM, direct sales, do not succeed. So it's not surprising. But this is where the compounding component of it keeps coming in and keeps helping and helping and helping all of us. I've got to be careful because I'll go off on a tangent and forget to come back and that sort of thing. So this is something that we can get excited about, but also know that this is where the company is working for us as well. These are the aspects behind the scenes that the company is working for us, and we will benefit from all of this, of what they are doing. There are different layers of where we are. The founders, as Ash has said, will one day be the 1% of everybody involved in ONPASSIVE. But we're also the ones who may not always see the bigger picture or have that same vision of what is up there at the eagle's view and the flying of the soaring of the eagles that some of these governments are at or some of these other businesses are at. So there's a lot to take in, and there's a huge gap between the two of people that we may or may not even know about, who will find different aspects of the different products and platforms in ONPASSIVE very, very interesting. And we will have different people joining at different times. Remember this, the public cannot join ONPASSIVE without coming through a founder. And for those of you who have not yet joined ONPASSIVE, who are listening to this, just because the person who told you about ONPASSIVE may not be somebody in your top 10 of likable people, don't turn your nose up at what is possible with this, both in terms of the value, in terms of the products, and in terms of what can be done and what you can create from this. If you're not that keen on the person who's been talking to you about it, find somebody else. Take a look at this. Don't limit yourself. Don't close down those barriers and say, I'm not interested in it. A, because you didn't find it first, and B, because you don't like the person who's told you about it. The truth of the matter is, and Andy being a numbers person will probably be able to support this, so many people will be coming into ONPASSIVE, falling over each other to be part of this opportunity and the products and the value and pricing of these products, because they will and are going to prove to be better. And what will happen with the other companies, we're not closing them down, but people will have choices. You see already in the news that companies are tripping over themselves and over their own departments to add AI, to add a product with AI, to do something else, to make sure that it is advanced. ONPASSIVE is already 5 to 10 years in advance of what these other companies are able to do right now. So take advantage of all of this. The other thing is, I referred to living with invisible and visible disabilities. For people who are limited in what they feel they can do, but also in what realistically they may or may not be able to do, ONPASSIVE is one of those amazing companies that is inclusive, that is accepting of individuals first and foremost, but also this is an opportunity that you can do this at your own pace, without the pressure, without the fear, without the anxiety of failure. It might take a little bit longer to set something up or to make a post or to get involved with a webinar, but it will be there for you always, and you won't miss out on it. So definitely, this is something that I've, in my own life, since the accident, I've done my best to help champion the people with invisible disabilities who are in pain, who've got PTSD and other situations that have occurred in their lives and other illnesses, conditions that are not visible. The visible disability community is very, very well looked after and has a lot of support. But both of these communities can work together with the able-bodied people in ONPASSIVE. And ASH is already looking out for and working with the best technologies to integrate into our platforms to be able to help people, those with hearing impairments, those with sight impairments. All of this is going to be part of our platforms. So don't be frightened to join and come in, because you never know who will be so thrilled that you were part of this and are able to help them from this perspective. There's no need to pressure anybody. Just be truthful, be yourself, be who you are, because that's what will attract people to ONPASSIVE and to what you are doing. And your success, your joy, your excitement, or your quiet demeanor of just allowing everything to be, but staying plugged in by listening, by watching, by participating, is what's going to show them that they can do this as well. And we have all the tools that if you show somebody how to do it, you're not telling them and you're not doing it for them. They will feel part of this. And I think that may also have been in our excitement at the very beginning. I think we wanted to do for other people. We did not give them and empower enough people at the beginning as well to say, the tools are right here, because that was done to us in the past and we didn't understand those tools. Well, these tools were so much more simple and easy to follow. We could have maintained that, but instead we wanted to help everybody with our big hearts and say, come on, you can do this, we can do this together. And people have felt that that is how it would continue. It really does, unfortunately, fortunately, stop now, because it is your business and you need to now pick up the reins and be responsible for where you want to go with this. Last, if I may, sorry.
Sure, go on, sis, carry on.
I was just going to say, just manage your expectations as well. And please realize that not everybody is going to hit the $1 million mark as soon as we launch and as soon as the commissions and the apples start falling and start coming to us. There has to be some level of understanding of what we have done, what we could afford to do, what we chose to do. Again, choice. No right, no wrong, but you will get there. It's just maybe will take a little bit longer, but you're still part of ONPASSIVE and you will never lose and you will always be in it to win it, and we will do it together.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow. I can only say wow. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming, Robin. Thank you, Andy, for putting up at least. Robin should be proud of you. Both of you should be proud of yourselves. We know our discussion of last time. Yay. So we meant it. Thank you so, so very much. And guys, we appreciate all the positive comments, all the contributions, and this goes really a long way. So if you are watching this for the first time, or you are that person who has that really stiff neck, you see Helen of Troy walk past by and you don't turn to look, choice is yours. Like they have rightly says, it's all about choice. We just present it exactly as it is, and you have a choice whether to be or not to be. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and of course, thank you for always coming back, guys.
Can I just say apologies, everybody, for this evening. We were hoping to do, Collins and I were to do a trim today, but unfortunately Collins is still traveling, wasn't back in time. So we're going to do it Saturday, 7 p.m. UK time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so please come join us. Hopefully we might get some ideas with regard to O-Trim.
All right.
Thanks,
Sure, sure.
Comfort.
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much. And thanks again, guys. Thank you, and Robin. Wonderful evening.
And
Thank
thank
you,
you
guys.
both for having me on here with you. It's been
Thanks, Robin.
absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Have a
Likewise.
wonderful night.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you too. So see you guys. See you soon, guys. Bye. Thank you.